Alright, good morning. Once again, welcome to Magazine Scottish Fitness. And today's subject is going to be on when people make comments, why do you do that? So what do I mean by that? Well, I posted a video out there of me having a really bad injury. When I was benching 430 pounds, came out of my hands. Don't know why, but it did. And wrapped me on the chest really hard. It messed me up. And you're like, well, why would you even do that at your age? Well, why would you ask? So I'm supposed to act a certain way when I hit a certain age. So I guess I should be getting that cane or walker out any moment now. And start walking really slow. Oh, wait a minute, I'm already walking slow. I got a problem with my left foot. And when people make comments like that, what they're doing is they're imposing their insecurities or inability to do what you do and trying to impose it on you. I don't do that, or I can't do that, so you shouldn't be doing it. No, that's not true. All right? Doesn't mean because you're not doing what I'm doing, there's wrong with that either. Everybody has their own goals. So that was the question I got on Instagram today. Why would you even do that at your age? Well, why would you ask? All right, but since you asked, well, I want to be number one in the world. Currently, I'm tied for 5th in benching my age and weight class. I want to be number one. I wasn't that far off it. All right, that's my goal. And I'm going to keep working towards it. Now, hopefully, this will be the last time I bounce something off my chest. And you want it to be the first time. Actually, it has been the second. But when you sit there and strive to be number one at something, there is going to be risk. And there's probably, if it's a physical thing, going to be injuries. You know, watching the Olympics and watching those pole vaulters. You don't think they've had mishaps? Right? You don't think that when they went up, they didn't come down the way they wanted to? And the first time they had an accident, if they quit, well, then you're never going to go to the Olympics. You know? Sprinters. First time they pulled a muscle because they ran too hard. Did they quit? Well, probably a lot of them did. Guess where they're not? They're not at the top of their game. That goes with anything. If you quit, you've accepted that, okay, I'm just going to be, I don't know, nominal. Now, if it's a true injury that messes you up, that's a different thing. I want comments, well, you know, my shoulder rotator cuffs are shot. You know, yeah, that's going to affect you. All right? But if they're not, and it depends what your goal is. My goal is to be number one. That's my goal. It wasn't my goal 20 years ago. I didn't even do powerlifting 20 years ago. All right. Did about, I think my first one was 2010. But I've always lifted heavy. And I didn't realize I would get to this level. So when you make comments like that, or if you receive them, just ask them, why would you ask that? And I got that from a guy on Instagram who knows how to deal with kind of rude questions. I'm curious, why would you say that? Why would you ask that? Okay, I'm not telling you to be me, but I'm going to be the best version of myself I can be. And there is going to be some risk involved. There's risk in anything worthwhile. And some of us are willing to assume the risk. And when things go bad, we take responsibility for it. I'm not blaming anybody but myself for that hitting me. All right? There was probably warning signs there. Hindsight's always 20/20. But I'm going to sit there and say, I own it. I've had people blame the spotter. Yeah, nothing the spotter could have done. Really nothing they could have done. It happened. It's a freak occurrence. Freak accident. They happen. All right? Luckily, I'll be able to heal from it, and I'll be able to continue on. And that's what separates me from somebody who would just give up. Not saying it's right, wrong, or different, but I'm not the one to sit there and say, okay, now I'm just going to go bench 225. I mean, I I had a young man, probably in his 30s, come up to me and he was just impressed. I was doing 245 2 weeks ago. And like, oh boy. So, well, thank you. I said, but this is not impressive for me. All right. I'm recovering from an injury. And hang around long enough, you'll see something truly impressive. And I've gotten that before, where I've come back after some time off because of an injury or illness. And I'm benching 315, and I've got young men going, oh my God, that's unbelievable. Just wait. All right. Because, yeah, I understand when I'm benching in the 400s. People are tending to call it fake and that, but you know, you can go to openpowerlifting.org and my lifts are there. It's not fake, it's real stuff. Take the 15 seconds to research. But when somebody calls you on it, whatever you're doing, why would you do that at your age? You know, or why would you do that, period? You're too young, you're too old. You know, you should just ask back, why would you ask that? What was your motivation of asking that question? Was it truly to find out some information? I don't think so. Or was it kind of like a backhanded, passive-aggressive insult? And if it was that, well, okay, you failed, because I am going to get 405 by October 1st. I am going to be competing, possibly in November. I definitely will be competing at the Arnold come next March. So when he asked me that, I said, well, I'm currently ranked 5th. I want to be number 1. But then I put down, why would you ask? He's not going to answer me that. So don't let negative people or insecure people persuade you from your goals. And they're out there. And some of them, they think they're well-meaning. They don't realize they're being a negative impact. Oh, I'm just concerned. Okay, thanks for your concern. But I'm going to continue doing this. Well, you really shouldn't be doing that at your age. No, you shouldn't be doing that. But the fact that I am doing it says I can. So maybe I should be doing it. It's all in the mindset. You know, you can choose to let people positively affect you, or you can let them negatively affect you. And some do it on purpose, some people don't. Some people are doing it subconsciously. They don't realize they're doing it, regardless of their motivation or reason. Do not give them that power over your life. You can accomplish anything you want with time and effort. Time and effort makes a coal a diamond. So be that diamond. And don't let people say it's okay to be cold. And with that, you all have a good day. All right, good morning. Welcome back to Beans Cottage Fitness. And we'll have a little chat while I'm driving. It's hands-free. On the phone it is, not on the steering wheel. So just kind of talking about the last couple of weeks been going on. You know, my thoughts about the social media and some of the stuff that's going around in the world, but not too political here. So my bench is starting to come along. You know, obviously I want to be throwing up 4 plates right away. It's not going to happen. But I did get 350, and that was probably the most I was going to do that day. So my goal for the next workout is 355. And I figure at least, oh, there's squirrel. I get 10 pounds a week. That should hit me on my goal. Now, will I get 10 pounds a week? Well, that's my goal. So we'll see how it goes. It's muscle memory, so that's why it's coming back so fast. I've been getting some comments on Instagram going, my God, I can't believe your gains are unreal. Well, yeah, they are. Only because I've been at that level not that long ago. So if you've never benched these weights before, no, you don't expect this type of increasing. People go, oh man, I didn't increase 5 pounds this week. No, sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes years. I was stuck at 405 for probably 6-7 years. All right, before I started getting a little bit stronger. So don't give up and keep going at it. A couple shout outs to Astro, whatever, Damas, Chad, Opium, whatever he does now. But Astro, you know what I'm talking about. He's keeping at it pretty much every day. If he's not bicycling, enjoying the great outdoors, he is sitting there in the weight room and pressing it hard. In 5 years, this young man is going to be at the top of the game because he's got the mindset. So I'm really proud of him. Also, Michael, body beatdown. Hit 3 huge goals in both squat, deadlift, and bench. If I remember right, we're looking at a 500-pound deadlift, a 425-pound squat, and I'm talking a real squat, and a 405 bench. And those are 3 things that he almost said, well, maybe, I'm not going to be able to do it. But he stuck to it. He had those conversations with himself, and he kept himself moving forward. So, Michael, once again, huge congratulations. You deserve it. That is an awesome, awesome accomplishment. So, for myself, October 1st, I want 405 back. So, I'm at 350. I've got 2 weeks left in August, we'll call it. So, it's 360, that's 370. Then I got 4 weeks in September, 380, 390, 400, 405. I think it's doable. All right, now if I don't do it, is it the end of the world? No, it's not. That'll come later. So, also, Michael put out a pretty good video at the end of his video yesterday about, how your subscribers and your viewership and that changes. And, he put up some good points. Yes, my viewers were higher when I was in the 400s than they were in the 300s. I expect that. My views are probably higher in the winter than they are in the summer. I expect that too, because in the summer, hopefully, you're doing things that are fun and probably don't have time to be sitting on YouTube as often. So I understand that. I know who my core viewers are, and we support each other. I always make sure that I'm popping on. And I'm not doing it because it's a task. Oh, I got to do this. No, I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I always make sure I'm watching, Astro, Opium, Chad, Astro Damas, whatever name he goes for. I think his latest one's the best one. The Body Beatdown, Last Chance Knives, Runner Boy. And I'll forget a few I know. But when I see Arc Wildman Survival, when I see him, I watch him. John at Prepper Nation, of course. Rudy at Alaska Prepper. Although I haven't watched you as much as I would like to, only because he's coming on during the part where I'm really busy at work. So I'm going to have to try to make sure, put a note to pop in on his channel. He's always got very good information, and he's a wonderful human being. So I might roll this in as a premiere. We'll see how it is. I also have an Instagram channel with the same name, which is doing really well. I definitely am. It's worth my time. Now, YouTube, monetary wise, is not worth my time. All right, if I was saying I was doing this for the money, I'd be wrong. Okay, what I'm doing it for is I see people going, hey, you inspired me to get back in shape. You inspired me to go for walks. You inspired for me to get active. You inspired me to eat better food. That's why I do it. When I get those comments, someone said, I started back in the gym because of one of you, and I'm now doing this, and I'm now feeling much better, and I'm healthier. That's why I'm doing it, because for the $50 a month I earn in YouTube, this is not why I'm doing it. And that's okay, because that's where the reward is. I try to make this channel about fitness, nutrition, and wellness. And this is a place to kind of come and have a good time. If I want to get political, I have a channel for that. So I rarely get political on this channel. Not saying I never, but I'm really trying not to. That's not what this channel's about. There's enough of those out there. My channel is about making people feel better and ways of doing it. You know, walks in the sun, definitely do it. Going out, listening to live bands, hiking trails, going to new places, you know, getting off the couch, getting off the lazy boy, being active, all right? Put the Xbox away. There's a time for that. You know, real stormy weather or real cold weather, absolutely play your Xbox games. There's a time for it. And when the weather's nice, in my opinion, it's not the time for it. Now, my son brought up an interesting conversation I thought I wanted to cover. He said this one young man who suffered from depression got out of depression by just dreaming and believing that his life was happier than it was. He said he just started thinking, well, this was his life. He looked at all the positive things. And he said he made this alter reality, which pulled him out of depression. I said, well, that's interesting. At first I'm saying probably not what I would recommend, but it is interesting. If it worked for him, it worked. He said, well, what happens when something bad happens? How's he going to deal with it? Well, probably like we all deal with it. And I started thinking about it. And I'm not, you know, professional, but here's just a thought. A lot of times depression is caused because we kind of concentrate on the negatives. And some people have some negatives to concentrate on. And what we try to do is we try to remove some of those negatives from you. If you're depressed, you know, they say, don't read the newspaper. Well, who reads the newspapers anymore? But don't watch the news. It's one of the first things they would say. Don't watch the news. It's depressing. It's designed to get you angry. Turn it off. So what we're doing is we're changing our reality. All right, what I say if you're depressed, and I think Michael is the same thing, is get active. Lift weights, go for walks, get your mind off it. Well, what are we doing? We're changing our reality. All right? It's not a fantasy. We're changing our reality. So maybe not, I didn't quite agree with the young man did, but it seemed to work. But then I started thinking about it. That's kind of what we do. You know, I can concentrate on, oh man, my foot is killing me and it's still not right. You know, I got this thing I got to see the doctor about and find out what's going on there. And I got an earache, you know, and it was raining today. And I'm not a millionaire. And, you know, I'd be depressed. It's not what I concentrate on. I concentrate on, I got up this morning. I felt good. I was able to sit there and enjoy a little conversation with the wife before she went to school. I had a nice cup of coffee. I sat down and relaxed, you know, trying to catch up on some of my emails and that. I got some more collaboration offers. Yeah, that's something new, you know. None of them are anything of real value, $30-40, but, you know, some of the stuff actually correlates with what I do. That's what I concentrate on. Concentrate on that I'm in pretty good shape for a guy my age. Now, I worked at it. Just didn't happen. Didn't come from a bottle. Take McBean Scottish Fitness in a bottle. Only $9.99. But if you act right now, I'll double the order and just pay shipping and handling of $9.99. So it's hard work and it's your mindset. So what the young man was doing, I think, is what we all do when we're trying to deal with depression. And we all have different layers of it, and there's many other causes to it too. You know, like I said, I'm not an expert in this, and some people are truly depressed and have to have, you know, therapy and stuff like that, but they're reaching out, and the first thing I think the therapist will tell them is turn off the news. Watch happy things. You become what you're around. If you're around negativity, you will become negative. Look at all those angry young students protesting whatever they're told to protest. I'm sorry, kids, you're angry. At a time in your life, you should be growing and fulfilling yourself. And being angry ain't it. You should be out there adventuring. Y'all should be going to the beach. You should be making road trips up north. You know, go fishing, go hiking, learn a new skill. What you shouldn't be doing is making a fool of yourself in a big city. Just telling you, you're wasting your life. You're not changing anything. You're making people angry, and you're being a useful tool of rich old men. It really is. All right, that's my rant. It's as far as I'll go, but I think it kind of tied in. If you want to be happy, surround yourself with positive and happy things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's enough negativity in the world as it is. We don't have to work at it. So changing your reality is a good thing. When you change it to a positive thing. When you say, you know, I am not going to let the media, I don't care which media, keep me angry. Alright, I'm going to turn the news off. Not be blind to it, but turn it off. And I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to walk around the mall. They used to do that. I don't know if they do that anymore. You know, I'm going to go listen to a band this weekend. I'm going to take up a new skill. You know, maybe I'll take dancing lessons. If you are going to be looking through the computer or camera or whatever, you know, you can learn how to dance. You can learn how to play drums by buying a set of drums and just start beating on the drums. Like Michael's doing. Sound pretty good now. Learn how to play a guitar. Buy yourself a guitar. Alright? Spend that negative time doing a positive thing for yourself. You'll be happier. You will feel much more fulfilled. You'll have that feeling of accomplishment, which will make you healthier. And once you get healthier, it's kind of easy to stay healthy because you want to keep that. So, just get in the gym and lift. Just go for a walk in the sun. Just go out dancing, lifting the music, learning a new skill. Do positive things that will have positive results on your life. Don't get caught up into somebody else's. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful week. Okay, so our daily walk to the garden is going through a rain delay. It actually is a great thing though, because after a good solid rain like this, the plants will really start producing a lot more than they are already. So tomorrow, probably we'll have lots of veggies to pick. Town, they would go to town. Same thing with these tomatoes. Look at these monsters. Oh my goodness. Look at that. They'd be huge. So I'm gonna kind of stick those there. And they grow so close together. And look at they're jammed. They're actually jammed. Ugh. Oh, come on. There we go. Woo. It's like there's so many that they make each other one hard to pick. Oh my goodness. Look at those monsters.